went to Shimokitazawa. And I went there with Kuro, right? Like, we wanted to go shopping, but the plan was, it's like, we're gonna go there and then we can split. Like, we can go different ways. Because it's Shimokitazawa. You know, like, it's not that scary. So I was like, it's fine. We can split up. And then, like, later, before, like, if you want to get food, we can just meet up there. Because he wanted to go there anyway. So I was like, sick. Let me tag along. And I'll show you later, but I found a store that sold, like, vintage items. Before I entered the store, in front of it, there was a guy that was standing next to a pole, and he was like swaying. Like he's looking down, and he's like swaying front and back. You know what I mean? Like he had his headphones on, and he's like swaying like front and back. So I looked at him because I was like, is he okay? This was also at like 5 p.m. So I was like, is he drunk? Is he high at 5 p.m.? I don't know. And then we made eye contact, and I was like, ooh, awkward. And then I went to the vintage store, and then I found myself a really, really cool vintage spoon, chat. It was a really good spoon. And then when I exited the store, he was standing right next to the store. And I kept walking, and he kept following me. This is not like main road. This is like small streets that leads to some like neighborhood kind of streets, and it's empty. Like there's not a lot of people. And I kept walking, and he was right behind me, and I was scared. So I kept like turning. Like I'm like, oh, there's a left. Let me take the left, right? Like you can either go straight, right, or left. Let me take left. And then he would take left. And then I would take right. He would take right. I don't even know where I'm going. But like, he's right behind me. And I was like scared. And at one point, I noticed I went on a square. So it's like I turned right, and then I turned right again, and I turned right, and then I'm back to where I was, you know? And he was right there. So at that point, chat, it's safe to say he was following me. Like, he's not going home, okay? Because I thought it's like, we are spinning in a goddamn circle, and you are still following me. So I was like, uh-oh, I'm gonna poop myself. So I was walking, and out of nowhere, there was a woman that went out with her baby. So there I was. I decided to follow this woman. And thank God I did, because the moment I followed her, like, I was standing right next to her, right? I took out my phone, and I messaged Kuro. I was like, Kuro, I'm not trying to freak you out, and I know you're shopping and stuff, but I think a man is following me. And Kuro's like, what the fuck? So then I had, like, live location on. I sent him, like, my location. I was like, I'm gonna try to walk to the station, okay? And he's like, just keep walking, I'll be there. So then I continued walking with this lady, and like, according to the map, I was not that far from the station. Like, it was a different station, but there was a station. And in the station, there's like a cafe, there were bakeries, and I stood inside the cafe bakery, and I was just like pretending to look around. I'm like looking outside. The guy was not there, but I'm kind of scared. You know what I mean? Like, I know he followed me to the station, but I don't know if he's like still outside of the store. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait. Like, I'm just gonna wait for him inside the store area, and I'm not gonna go anywhere else. Kuro kept messaging me. He's like, I'm on the way. Are you okay? I'm on. Like, he keeps like messaging me, and I keep having to respond because like I feel like if I didn't respond, he'd think I'm dead. So I was like, yeah, I'm in a bakery right now. I'm looking at bread. I got a spoon. I kept saying like, I got a spoon, and he's like, good for you. I'm close. And I'm like, okay, which area of the station? Where are you? And I'm like, I'm in the bakery. Would you like to know more about my spoon? Like, I'm dissociating at that point. And then Kuro came, and he was like, where are you? And I saw him outside of the window, so I ran out. The first thing he did, he stood up. Like, he was standing really like tall, and I know some of you guys have seen how Kuro looks like. All I can say is, like, when Kuro looks serious, he looks kind of scary. You know? Like, he has, like, an intimidating glare. So he was standing there with an intimidating glare, and he's, like, scanning the area, and he's like, who was it? Where is it? Which one followed you? Which one? And I was like, okay, well, listen. Okay. Oh, but I was, like, looking around, and I guess he wasn't there anymore. So that was thankful.